Are you willing to take a leap of faith? Hey, thanks for tuning back in. My name is Robert Mack, and this video is designed to be directed towards homeowners that have tried to sell in the past and for one reason or another were unsuccessful. In my industry, we call that an expired listing, a canceled listing, or a withdrawn listing. Now, what many of you may not know is that I spend about an hour to 2 hours every single day calling sellers that have tried to sell their home in the past and were unsuccessful. There's a lot of different reasons why I'm calling these sellers. Number one, I work with a lot of investors and I'm a buyer. Number two, there may be an opportunity for me to help the seller achieve their goals through my strategies, at which point I may be looking to earn that seller's listing to get them what they want. And number three, as a real estate professional in the area, it's my job to keep a strong pulse on consumer action. So I love to talk to sellers who have had trouble selling their home. I love to understand what went wrong. I love to understand what drives them and what made them make the decisions that they've made. It helps me become a better professional. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because when I call every single day, there's one primary reason that's preventing many people from selling their homes, and that is the ability to find a replacement property. You heard me right. I'm calling people and I'm saying, hey, I noticed your home came off the market. I'm curious to know, do you still want to sell it? And they're like, Robert, we got 7 offers in the first week. We didn't have a problem selling our house. The challenge is there's nothing available for us to buy, so we pulled the plug. Now that will prompt me to ask more questions about why they were moving in the first place. And what I'm finding is that 75% of these sellers that can't find a replacement property have a legitimate reason to move. They have a growing family, they're moving people in, there's a job relocation, you name it, they have to move. And right now, it makes sense for them to move. The challenge is inventory. So, what are some alternative options that we are providing to our clients to help them achieve their goals? You gotta be willing to take a leap of faith. If you're waiting for the perfect home to be on the market before you list, well, guess what? That home is gonna be gone by the time you sell. This market is bananas. So you have to sell, put yourself in a position to buy, but you have to find a way to buy yourself some time to be able to find that next home, because it is taking a little bit longer than normal, unless you get lucky. So what's one thing you can do to buy yourself more time? Well, number one, you can ask the buyer for a rent back. If you have 7 offers and there are 7 people, or let's just say multiple people that want to buy your property, you gotta be able to find 1 or 2 of those buyers that are like, hey, I'm in a lease for the next 7 months. You guys can rent back this property for as long as you need until you find a great home. A lot of sellers are scared to ask the buyer this question for fear of losing them. Well, the bottom line is you're worried about losing this buyer. Well, guess what? You've given up on even selling your home, so it doesn't hurt to ask. So a rent back is the most common way that we buy our clients time. Anywhere from 2 to 3 months is an average, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on situations that we're dealing with the buyer and the seller. The second option is find a short-term rental. This is one of my favorite ones. Nobody likes to move, and most of our clients that are expecting to sell for top dollar generally stage their property. Not everyone, but most of them do. And what we love to do is we like to get a pod over to the house, fill the pod up with all the seller's furniture, have the designer stage the property with all the designer's furniture. Now all the seller stuff is in storage. Now you sell the property, you close escrow, what do? In this day and age, it is so easy to find an Airbnb for 4 months, for 5 months, for 6 months. The beauty of the Airbnb is that it's fully furnished. So you don't have to worry about your furniture. So you sell your property, your personal property's in storage, you find an Airbnb, you do a 4 to 6 month rental, you kind of call it a staycation, you have a little bit of fun, rent this property somewhere that's fun and exciting for you. And then take your time and find something great. And the best part about it is once you close escrow, you call the pod company, they deliver all your personal belongings, and the move is done. The third option is you gotta let go of what you want and focus more on what you need. A lot of my sellers right now are not thinking big picture. They're thinking to themselves, yeah, I can get my home sold for a great price, but there's nothing out there, so I'm just gonna wait. Well, what's waiting gonna do? Waiting is gonna create a lot more uncertainty. Waiting is gonna let prices continue to rise. And yes, your home will rise in value, but most of my clients are buying something more expensive. So the more your home rises in value, the more the one you wanna buy is gonna rise in value. And to top that all off, where will interest rates be by the time you're ready? So being in a position to see the big picture, focusing on what you need versus what you want, getting your home sold, finding a way to buy yourself time, whether it's a rent back or a short-term rental, is gonna put you in a position to win. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found value in it. If you did, share it with somebody. If you found this on social media, show me some love on social media. If you're thinking about selling and you want to put your home back on the market, I'd love to have a quick and casual conversation with you about how my team and I are different from our competition. And if you have any video ideas you ever want me to talk about in the future, send those my way as well. Until then, happy selling.